I'm very confused. It's hard to tell for me right now what's needed. So I had planned to continue our exploration of movement that we started the other day and do some different things with that, but I just can't tell if it's the right thing. And maybe it's the right thing for some of you and not for others. So I'm going to give you the problem instead of me. So what do you feel would be helpful now? Would it be helpful to continue your practice in silence? This is a question for each of you rather than coming to a committee meeting decision together. Would it be helpful to continue in silence and more stillness? Or would it be more helpful to continue exploring that thread of movement that we started the other day? And asking what is helpful sometimes is not easy, because sometimes we have a certain inertia or a habit pattern in one way or another. We tend not to like to move because we're just used to being still, and sometimes there's a bit of sometimes just sluggishness or just a habit of being still. Or sometimes we want to move because we don't want to be still, and it's just a kind of reactive thing. So I don't know. But if we say, give each of you the choice, then for those that want, we can continue to explore the movement as we began, I think, 2 days ago. And for others, we have a kind of free schedule this afternoon. You can walk or move outside or practice sitting outside and come back later. How does that sound? Okay. So let's just take 30 seconds together and just see what the kind of guidance is, which is different than just habit or, you understand? Really no right or wrong or better or worse option. Just kind of see if you can get a sense of what would be fruitful for your practice at this time. That's all. And think the mats are going to be cleared. So whether you're staying or going, perhaps if we could move the mats, and then those who don't, free practice period outside, who don't want to stay in. What's that? And you can sit in the lounge if you want somewhere indoors to sit meditation. It won't be so. I think some of it was a bit intense for some people last time, so it won't be so intense today. So just so you know that. So if we move the mats and make your choice, and then we'll see who's left. So. Okie-doke. So again, if we can kind of homogeneously spread through the space, so we've got some. Each person has some room. And two things as before. It's all optional. So the whole thing is optional, as I just pointed out, but also any part of it is. So I've done something or other to my back and ribs. So I'm not going to be hardly moving at all. So if any movement doesn't feel right, don't do it, or just adapt it to what your body can do safely for you right now. Okay. But let's just start again, feeling the contact with the floor, feeling that rootedness, feeling the uprightness of the body. So there's the gravitational pull, and there's also actually a line of energy up from the earth. And the body gathers, organizes itself around that vertical with the sense of contact, and then the whole body as a field of awareness, a field of bodily texture, vibration, energy. And taking just a minute to move your body however you would like, in a way that just feels like it helps to loosen it up a little bit. So whatever that is for you right now. Okay, great. And feeling the contact again. Now, the other day you all channeled with remarkably intimate insight this state of a drunken person. I was really, really impressed. This same friend of ours, has been invited to a disco party. And they're... no, not trance techno, 70s disco party, okay? And they're even more plastered now. And they're really bad dancer, okay? They are really bad dancer. They have no idea that they're a bad dancer. They're loving it. They're totally into it. So, just for a couple of minutes, what's that? Just imagine. So, channel the boogie. You're really, really, you're so uncoordinated. It cannot possibly look good. You can hardly keep balance. There's not a trace of self-consciousness. Yeah, okay, that's great. That's super. You guys really know this. Okay, wonderful. So, now, last time we did this thing with the fierce warrior, I want to kind of tone that down a bit or take a part out of it. So actually, I think it's better for this if, as much as possible, maybe we need to make two kind of ovals, but basically you're facing the wall. So you're really doing this in your own space, kind of to the wall, rather than kind of in other people's face, etc. So probably, I imagine, two ovals. Yeah. Well, you know, if people face the wall, and then it might leave people in the middle, forming a smaller oval, if that makes sense. Maybe I'll go into the middle. That will help, probably. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to do this two ways. There won't be any vocals with this one, like there was last time with the screaming. So it's just with the body. But if we say, actually, Catherine, can you demonstrate a little bit? Do you mind? Yeah. So this time, it's kind of like that, I think.
So what?
Kind of like that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like Gandalf.
So again, it's this warrior who's got tremendous power in their legs, in their hips, in their pelvis, and down into the ground, from the earth and down into the earth. But actually they're expressing. I'm not going to do it because by stomping. Yeah. So Catherine will demonstrate in a minute. But again, if you got at all any fragility, just temper your stomping. Okay. You can have a staff if you want. So you can embellish this as you like. But so the first way to do it is actually to let them. I'll explain the two ways. The first way is to let the movement lead. So you do the movement, which is basically stomping with as much energy and awareness and intention and power and force in the lower half of the body, and see what that brings up, or what you're aware of then energetically or perhaps imaginally, or the movement leads and the awareness notices. Does that make sense? So, and then the second, let's do that first. And then, so, what's that? Yeah, maybe people don't know what stomp means. So do you want to? Yeah. Yeah. So that's quite a vigorous stomp. My vertebra would probably just crumble if that happened. So, but temper it to what your body can actually do. Okay. Yeah, but that's great. And then you can do one another. So just something from the body, and let the soul be aware of what happens through the body. Does that make sense? Yeah. So let's go with that. When you're ready. So take your time as well. You can pause between stomps. And there's the energy body awareness. There's imaginal awareness. Simple mindfulness. Emotional awareness. Just see what you notice. And then maybe you want to stomp and let it resonate after the stomp in the stillness, and see what you notice resonating in the stillness. If anything. Please respect your body. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Now, slight variation on that. Yeah, just let your body rest a little bit. Slight variation. This time, an image leads, but it's a deliberate, prescribed image of, as I was describing, some kind of warrior who is like that. So, and then, how does that warrior move? Okay, so you've got a small space to move. How do they exude and demonstrate this ferocity and power and strength that they have? None of that means badness ethically or evil or any of that business. Okay? How does it, so it might come out something very similar, or it might come out different. Maybe your arms are involved, maybe your mouth is involved, but we're not vocalizing at this point. So you understand, the image leads, and see how the body enacts, if you like, that image. When you're ready. And maybe there's a kind of feedback loop between the gestures that you make and the movements, and then the effects of those movements in the psyche. And that shapes the next movement, or what you want to do, or to be still. Do this in a rhythm, at a pace that enables you to be also sensitive to the effects and the feelings, emotional, sensational, energetic, imaginal. How does your belly feel, your lower belly? What is the sense of the vertical alignment of the body? And also the alignment of the intention. And now one more variation. Let the space of this hall that we're in, allow an awareness of that. And how does that influence the movement and influence the expression or transmission or enactment, embodiment? So that there's a wider awareness. Yes, the body, yes, the emotions, the energy, perhaps an image, but somehow it's connected to this space and the physical dimensions, geometries, and actuality of this space. So you might have no idea what that means, but just what happens if you include that in the awareness. Staying facing the wall, yeah, you might want to glance at the room, just remind yourself what it looks like, but you probably know by now. And anyway, if it's an imaginal space, that's also fine. So, see what that does. And again, in the time, the tempo, the rhythm that allows you to notice as much as possible as well. Same warrior, but in a certain space to which the senses are open. There's some kind of intimate connection, almost a physical connection between this warrior, their movements, and the walls and the space of this hall. Some mysterious, almost physical, energetic, imaginal connection. They are two and they are one. And the last few seconds for this warrior to exude in the body their essence, their being, their duty. Lovely. Thank you. Yeah, take a breather, maybe just a little bit of loosening of the body after kind of jerky motions, some. Whatever needs to shake and loosen. Some breaths. So, the next one is, many of you will be familiar with this kind of movement. This one I can actually do. I've got this microphone thing. The hands come to the lower belly, like that. Anyhow that feels right. And then with the in-breath, they expand out like that. And with the, and with the out-breath, they come back in. See, big. Simple as that. Okay, and your legs probably hip width or even wider apart. Okay, and some of you will be familiar with this movement from certain other practices, etc. For those people, I wonder it would be really interesting to not just go straight into the usual way of seeing it or conceiving of it or interpreting it. That might be quite interesting. Can this become a movement that's open to other ways of sensing it, other ways of imagining it? Yeah. So it's really just that. And you can, if you like, feel yourself again really rooted with the floor, the connection with the floor, and perhaps centered, if you like, as if the center of your body is the lower belly. If that makes sense. So, and then you're breathing from there out into the world, or breathing in the world and then out, something like that. Does this? Yeah, good enough. Yeah, sorry. It was in breath the arms come out. Out breath they come back in. Yeah. If that feels wrong, switch it around. Just see. There's not like a right or wrong here. We're just partly developing different kinds of sensitivity. So play. Yeah. Okay. Ready when you are. And like with all of these things, there's the possibility of pitching the sensitivities, the noticing, the awareness at different levels. No right or wrong. So it might be simple mindfulness, just the sensations, contact with the floor, of the arms, of the breath. It might be energy flows or movements. But it might open up, could be emotional awarenesses, could also be imaginal awarenesses. This body with these gestures, these movements, this flow. Again, when you feel ready to add to it the dimension of the awareness of this space, the geometry, the physicality, the corners, the ethos of this space. So the gesture, the movement, and the space are connected, somehow mysteriously intimate, reciprocal, in relationship. They are two and they are one. They are one and they are two. And see what helps. Eyes open, eyes closed. It could be sensational, emotional, energetic, or imaginal. What you notice. There's no right or wrong. what is this body? Is it really just what I think it is? What I'm used to thinking it is? What I was taught it is? And what is this space we are now in together? What can it be? Again, when you feel ready, opening up just a little bit further, not just to the room, but to the world, the whole world. The earth with all its beauty, all its creatures, all its craziness. Maybe even the cosmos. The stars, the galaxies, the interstellar reaches. See how wide, if it feels better, just the earth, just the world. Or even wider. But this movement is in relationship somehow. Self and world. Body. And other bodies, other forms, space. What can happen in your sense of this movement, in your sense of what it is, what it does, what you are doing, what is being done through you? Just last few seconds of this one. Taking your leave of this particular window, this particular contact, this particular love. And a little bit of wriggling, shaking just to loosen things up, anyhow you like. Okay. The next one is vocal. And again, we'll do it two ways. Firstly, just the vocals, and then secondly, the vocals and how does your body want to move with those vocals. Okay, I don't know, it's probably got a name, someone might know, but I'm just calling it a throat hiss. So that's it. Okay, you can just be still and do that, and again, you can see what's the most helpful right now for me. Right now, what's the most helpful pitch of the awareness? Yeah, if it's just okay, so there's some sensations in my throat. Okay, that's good to be aware of. Or does it do something emotionally or imaginally or energetically? Yeah, and then let's just do that with just the voice. Yeah, you get this throat hiss? Make sense? Sure, it's a to the wall one, yeah. But be aware if your mind puts this in a box, or an ethical box. And again, let the rhythm be so that you can also pick up on any resonances or anything you notice in the body, in the heart, in the image, in the energy. Okay, wonderful. And now we'll add the possibility of moving in any way that feels right, which might be you stay completely still. It's just as it was just now. But how would the body, or how does the body want to move? Perhaps in conformity and expression of an image that goes with this, or just the energy, or something. So this time you can move your body as feels somehow like it goes with this, these vocals. If there is an image, let the image lead, or yeah. Okay? Ready when you are. And again, maybe there's some echoes when you come to stillness and quietness, and then you can do it again. So if that helps, that kind of rhythm helps to see the reverberations, the resonances before you start again, in your own rhythm, whatever feels helpful. Okay. Just a few more seconds on this one. Thank you, that's great. And just coming to stillness, and let your body relax. Stillness and relaxation. The next one, very, very subtle, very, very simple. Again, if it's okay for your body, is just rolling the head. That's it. Standing and just. I would probably do this with the eyes open. Okay? It's just that. One way or another, rolling the head. But how much, in the simplicity and the smallness of the movement, see how delicate the awareness can be. What you might notice in the sensations, in energy or an emotion that might go with it, or image. Aware of your whole body, aware of the whole energy body. There's no particular thing that's supposed to happen. is it who is moving their head this way, whose head is moved this way? Who is it in response to the universe? And very gently can you bring this movement, as you continue to do it, into double relationship with the molten core of the earth and with the stars. Somehow standing on the earth, and the body upright and open and sensitive. Between the mystery of the stars and the heart of the earth. And you, in this body, plunged into mysterious, inexplicable manifestation. In this cosmos. Just noticing what you notice with all the sensitivity, all the care of sensitivity that you can bring. And then coming to a close of this particular movement. Taking your leave of that particular window. Okay, and the next one, Catherine, do you mind demonstrating? Do you mind demonstrating? Okay, so if you can all see Catherine, so oh, if big people need to crouch, so legs are going to be hip width apart, something like that, yeah. And the movement is just is centered at the pelvic floor, or definitely the lower belly, or even lower, and it's just a rotation, either way, whichever feels right. And at the same time, there's a vocalization, just ah, but the ah, can you do it, and I'll talk as you're doing it, is that okay? So the 3 parts: pelvic rotation, ah, and then whatever feels the right thing to do with your arms. Yeah, I've done it before. You did it at my house, yeah.
Which would you like to ask?
Yeah, so that's where it gets. See if it can start down where the movement is coming from. So it's really quite a low R. But as you're doing it, it might feel like actually it feels more right for it to come somewhere higher up in the body. So just kind of see what's right. And the arms can do whatever when they feel it. A pitch. A steady pitch. Yeah. And probably a bit more in the hips, like a bit. So, I'm just following. Sure. Yeah, maybe not, actually. That's a good point. So,
I don't mind it.
All right, go on. Now, I just speed up the process. Yeah. Wow. Hey! Thank you to Catherine from Croydon. What can we just? So just one more time. Actually, I can explain this to them. I can explain. So got it, and then I'll throw in just a few little variations while you're doing it. Is that okay? Yeah. So basically, from the pelvic floor, as low as you can get, there's this kind of rotation. What kind of rotation? A really subtle one, or a really big one, a fast one, a slow one? What feels right? What pitch feels right? Try first as low as you can go with the R, like it's really coming from the belly, but maybe later it doesn't feel right. And what kind of arm movements, do you want to do? It's okay? So, when you're ready, just play with it and experiment and see what feels kind of whole body awareness, but almost centered at the hips, at the pelvis, pelvic region, belly, lower belly. And what do you notice in the sensitivity? That's super. Thank you. So, let's try one more thing, but it's a solitary, still meditate. Well, actually, I'm wondering practically about how long it will take to get back the cushions. Well, we're going to need to do it anyway, so why don't we do that now? See if you can do it with the whole mindfulness of the energy body, so don't lose the kind of the holding of that awareness as we put the room back together. This will be short. Okay, so just once you're settled, just come into your meditation posture. And the meditative awareness with the energy body, with the poise of mindfulness and sensitivity. So I'm going to give you a few options. You've actually heard them before. I'm going to give you a few options. We'll just spend a few minutes on this. If we had longer, you could probably go through each of the options, but just explore what you feel drawn to of these different variations. So these are the instructions. With all the energy body awareness and the sensitivity, and in your posture, you bring, you call up something that either has been an image for you, or is an imaginal image, or that has come, or one that has touched you, or something in that you have felt that imaginal connection with, as Catherine was talking about, the sensing the soul. It could be something out in the garden, it could be this place, it could be this hall right now. So it could be something, anything like that. And deliberately summon, invite this sense of that presence. And then the options are to keep the physical body still and see how the energy body might move in relationship to this image. Or this, it might be a tree or whatever it is. Or you can actually, in your place, you can actually move a little bit. So instead of keeping the physical body still and just feeling that kind of imaginal movement and energetic movement, you can actually move a little bit. If that's two options. And then it might be that the image is other, and how do you move in relation to that image? So it might be a kind of devotional or some kind of erotic dance, or you might be receiving something from the image, or you might enter that image and, so to speak, become that image. So it's no longer other. And then how does that image move? So there's a few different options, yeah. No, not necessarily. So there's no right or wrong. They're just different variations of possibilities. Does that? It's just that. And we'll just spend a few minutes together opening up that option. But there's a deliberate instruction here. So don't just sit and watch your breath or something like that. Okay? So let's try that together. Does it make enough sense? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Good. First you have to invite the image with respect and come into relationship with it, just with the sensitivity. With the care. Sometimes it's a fuller, richer experience if the physical body is still. It's interesting. And sometimes the opposite. Fuller, richer if the physical body actually moves and enacts something. Whole body awareness. Sometimes the movements that the energy body would make or is making are not actually physically possible. They kind of don't even make sense anatomically. So be open.
Thank you for listening. To learn how you can support the teachers and Dharma Seed, please visit dharmaseed.org/donate.